I talk to so many coaches and creators that waste so much time creating content manually. And here's the crazy part: you don't have to. Right now, there is a way that you can automate 90% of your content creation so that you never have to stare at a blank screen again, wondering what to post, or spend hours designing carousels inside of Canva, or manually posting things or scheduling one at a time. So, by the end of this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can fully automate a content creation system using AI, Canva, and scheduling tools so that you can do it all by yourself and you can focus on growing a business instead of creating. So, I see a lot of people mess this up and they end up sounding very robotic when it comes to their content or doing it the wrong way. So, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it right. But first, let me show you why so many content creators that I see fail at this. The biggest mistake people make whenever they're automating their content is that they think that AI is the solution instead of the actual tool. They open ChatGPT and they type, write me an Instagram post about fitness coaching. And then what happens? It sounds boring, very generic, and it sounds just like everyone else on Instagram or social media right now. And it is the exact same thing that I see with Canva. People use random templates, they look nice, but then they never convert. And then when it comes to scheduling, they just manually copy and paste captions and upload images. And then they wonder why their content still feels like a chore, especially when you're trying to create this is not what I would consider automation. True automation means that your content is always being planned, written, and designed automatically. It's scheduled without you having to touch it at all, and then being optimized for conversion and not just vanity metrics for engagement. So basically, I'm going to break this down into 3 steps. I'm going to show you how to build the system so that your content can create itself. But before I break it all down, I'm going to prove why this actually works. This is where I schedule my post. Now, I will show you this scheduler at the end, but I just want to show you that all of this content that I have posted and scheduled, I did not create myself. I leveraged ChatGPT, Canva, and this scheduling tool. Now, I turned my scheduling up because I'm currently doing a test on Instagram to see if it's quantity versus quality. And so right now I have 6 posts a day scheduled, and I believe I went out as far as 30, maybe 90 days. But I just go through here and I simply create it and then drop it on here and I'm done. I don't have to worry about content anymore. Now, if you still want to record a reel or a story or something, like by all means, but you don't feel bootstrapped to where it's like, oh my God, I'm under the gun. I have to create content because no one's seeing your stuff. Okay. So this is just kind of what I wanted to show you because again, I will at the end show you this tool that I use. That's been an absolute game changer for me because I feel like just going through and scheduling on Instagram can kind of hurt, right? Not that we're primarily using the Meta platform, so it should be rewarded, but it becomes kind of clunky, and this is way easier. Okay, so with this 3-part AI content machine, here's how you can stop creating content manually and you can actually start creating it with autopilot, right? So instead of having to go through and write your captions from scratch, we use AI prompts that kind of force ChatGPT to write in your brand voice because I feel that's very imperative and a piece that a lot of people miss. So instead of just kind of typing out, you know, write an Instagram caption about mindset, we're going to use something a little different, like write an engaging story driven caption for a high performance coach or whatever your niche is, right? So I'm going to just drop this in here for an example. So we would use something like write an engaging story driven Instagram caption for high performance coach that hooks the reader in the first sentence and that ends with a call to action. Now, this is a prompt that I would use. The only thing that I would change would be this. Like this would be your niche, right? Maybe you're a real estate agent. Maybe you're a fitness coach. Maybe you're a business coach. Maybe you're a social media marketer or a social media manager. Like that's where you would enter that information. And then from here, this would be the prompt that you would utilize and it would spit you out information. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you the way that I utilize this for me and what I do that has worked the best. Now, I'm not going to use this. My ChatGPT knows me very well. It understands what it is that I'm looking for and what I like to create in regards to content. So we're going to say this. Now, write me 3 quotes in AH style because it knows that style. And then this will be used for Canva Book Create. Okay. Now, I will show you what Canva Book Create is. If you've never used it before, don't worry, I'll walk you through it. But I'm telling ChatGPT to give this to me in a CSV file instead of just typing them all out. Canva Bulk Create is a great tool that's built inside of Canva's platform to where you can bulk create carousels, captions, reels, like whatever it is, based off of the information that you give it. Okay. So if you have ChatGPT dialed into your brand voice and it gives you everything in a CSV file, instead of you having to copy and paste, you can just upload the CSV file into Canva and it will have it all for you. So as you can see, it gave it to me in a CSV file. I'm just going to click download and then I'm going to jump over to Canva. Okay, so on Canva, if you've never used Canva before, it's very easy to learn. If you are using Canva, perfect. This will be super easy for you to digest. So on Canva, over here on the left-hand column, there's something that says brand kit, okay? If you've never created a brand kit for, I highly recommend you do that. This would be with your primary color, primary font, secondary font. Um, but for this, you don't have to have that, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna show you what I mean under this brand. All you're doing is you're gonna create a couple templates based off your style. As you can see under mine, I have one that has a white background with my Twitter style, one with like a photo in a box, one with another photo in a different style box. And I have some carousel posts that I like with the branding, with my color, my primary and secondary color. And they're just different boxes and colors that I typically would use. So as you go through and you create a couple, and you can create your own like this, and then just save it to your brand kit. Now I'm going to show you how this operates with ChatGPT and Canva. So once you have your template, you're just going to click on it, and then you're just going to say use this template, and it pulls your template up. Now we'll say that this needs to be just a little bigger. Cool. And then you don't have to type anything out. You don't have to go through and copy and paste, none of that stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to the left-hand corner where it says bulk create. I'm going to click on this. Now it's going to give you these two options: enter data manually or upload data. So I'm going to click on upload data, and then it's going to revert me to the CSV file that I just downloaded from ChatGPT. And then it's going to give you these fields, and it says no data fields added. Now, depending on what type of post you're trying to make, if it's a carousel, it might also give you pages. This one, it is just quotes. So that is the only field that he gave me. Now I'm going to go over here and I'm going to make sure that, my font is the right font. The size is the right font size that I want to use. I'm just going to click on this box. I'm not going to type anything. I'm going to go up here and I'm going to hit connect data. And then it's going to give me the options that are there. There's only one. So I'm going to hit quote. And now it has paired that field with the quote field. Then what I'm going to do is I'm not going to do anything else. I'm just going to hit continue. And it's going to select all of these templates or all of these pre-built quotes. Now, if you want to do like 5 at a time, if you want to do 10 at a time, you want to do all 30, you can go through and unselect or select whatever you want. What I typically do is I do 30 of each style at a time. But again, I post a lot, right? So after I do that, I'm just going to hit generate 30 designs. And I'm showing you this in real time so you understand how long it actually takes. Perfect. So now I have 30 quotes that are done. Didn't take me copy and pasting. It didn't take me doing anything like that, right? And if I wanted to, I could go back through and do 30 more in a different style, 30 more in a different brand voice inside ChatGPT. But again, for this, I'm just going to show this. So now what I would do is I would just go up here, save, download, and then I would just download it to my computer. Now, as I mentioned earlier in the video, I will show you the scheduling tool that I use, and it is called Metricool. So Metricool is the platform that I use. There's a free version and a paid version. All depends on how many times you post. You can post up to 50 times a month on the free version. The paid version, I want to say, is $20 a month, and you can post as many times as you want. You can also post on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn. The paid version, you can post on X. Okay. Very simple tool to use. You just go through, click on the day and the time that you want the post to go out, drag and drop your post in the box, and you're done. You can also tag collaborators. So if you have multiple Instagram accounts, if you want to cross post to Facebook, you can do all of that from this platform. It makes life so much easier. And then let's say that you decide you want to make a change and you don't want to post at this day and time, just click it and drag it over to a different day. Like this post is at 10 a.m. on the 23rd. Maybe I wanted to post on Tuesday. Like that simple. Very, very easy to manage. And after you use this platform for a little bit, It will start telling you the analytics of your page, like what are the best times for you to post, all of that good stuff. But this is an absolute game changer when you utilize all three of these together. All right, so here's a recap of what we just covered and what happened. You went from wasting hours of creating content to having a fully automated content system that writes your captions in minutes and it doesn't sound like a robot. It turns them into viral ready carousels, quotes, or reels, and then schedules everything so you never have to post manually again. And here's the crazy part is like this is just the beginning of this. If you really want to automate your content like a big brand does, like Alex Ramosi or Brad Lee that post 300 plus pieces of content every month, you need a system. And you need a system that also optimizes for engagement, not just vanity metrics. If you haven't watched any of my other stuff before, make sure you go and check it out when it comes to using a systematic approach for content or business. Hit subscribe, drop a comment, and let's continue to grow with automation.